G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to IL-2 Great Battles, and welcome to Mission 8, the Long Hand of the 10 Days of Autumn campaign. So this mission is pretty straightforward. We're going to take off from Migalovo, we're going to head up to Kalinin and make a bit of a turn heading down to the southwest. We're going to then head over the Volga River until we hit an artillery position, and we're going to strafe the hell out of it. That's pretty much all there is to it. I hope you enjoy. And they all seem to be up. And the town appears to not be burning today, which is nice. Although not as much of it's destroyed as I thought would have been. For all the smoke that's been coming out of it. Alright, so we're just going to continue the turn through at this point. We're going to keep an eye on the sky just in case something does show up, but we're going to bring it around until we're on track to head down to the... Yes, the curve, so we're going to go a little bit further, I reckon. Right, so, the fork in the river is in the north section, and it's the sharp bend. So this is fork, it'll be that one. That'll be the sharp bend, so the point we need to get to is just to the north of that bend. Also, sorry for the delay in videos, guys. I know I've said this a couple of times, but you know, school, exams, I'm under the pump. Hello there. It should all be over soon. It was actually supposed to be all over as of Friday, but a couple of things got extended through, so I'm going to be a couple more days. I can see where we're going to hit this artillery. It's not going to be far from Migalovo. Speaking of which, the last time I did one of these strafing missions, I had a few people in the comments saying, you know, well, why waste a 109 doing strafing missions? Well, this is a scripted campaign, guys. I don't set missions myself. I don't have an option with them. But also, it is a scripted campaign that's actually based on a series of real-life events. This actually happened with surprising regularity. The 109 was by no means a good ground attack aircraft. It didn't have enough arrow ammo, it couldn't carry bombs in half of its configurations. It's not what it was designed to do. But that really didn't matter all that much. Germany was a nation at war, just like any other. Even if the aircraft wasn't ideal for the job, if it was the only aircraft that was available, if actual ground attackers were not present or they were on other missions, if bombers were not available or they were on other missions, and you needed something destroyed, even if it wasn't the ideal weapon, you sent it anyway. 2, 3... single. Well, the lines aren't exactly great here. We've got 4 rows of guns. And they're not staggered equally. So I'm not going to be able to line them up and get one good pass and blitz them out. Lights are on. Turn them off in a second. Yeah, this is going to take multiple passes. I don't think I'm going to have enough ammo to be able to take them all out on my own, so I'm going to have to rely on the AI to do some of the lifting here. And we have anti-aircraft guns as well. Three little piggies in a row, and we only get one. Yeah, that's going to be a real pain in the ass. What we might do, just for a start, if the AI is going to go in and start doing runs, it looks like one of them... there was. We should probably make it a bit easier for them, so we're not going to be able to take them all out. Yeah, definitely. Look. Alright. We'll get rid of these anti-aircraft guns as our primary, so the AI can get down here without getting shoot up. That's one. Looks like there's only one in each position. Thank you. Just waiting for the tracers to see exactly which one's the anti-aircraft gun. Although it kind of stands out, so it's not too much of an issue. Two. Alright. Nice to see the wingman actually doing some work, although it didn't look like he got a kill then. Shoot better than that, guys. Is going off on comms. The hell am I missing? Because that's not happening here. It's like Hawk's been engaged by something, and there's fighters coming back to base. And Jesus. I don't think we got a single kill there. God, what a waste of ammo. This is going to take a lot of passes. See if we can do better this time. That was better. Although it's still not enough though for the amount of ammo I have. But yeah, this is the issue with the 109 doing ground attack. It doesn't have the ordnance capability to actually be able to sustain. It's not a particularly good platform for it. But again, this happened, as I mentioned before, this happened a lot in World War II. 109s having to do ground attack, 190s that were originally designated for bomber intercept missions being diverted off to ground pound. Pretty rare for an attackers, although I think there was at one point, oh, I forget where I remember where I read this. There was an attack on an airfield. It may have been the Eastern Front as well, although I'm not 100%. But there were no fighters available, so they scrambled Stukas to defend the airfield because it was all they had. So you had, you know, Stukas going up, just no bombs, just the MGs loaded and the gunners on to fight. I think it was Eastern Front. I think it was probably I-16s and Yaks, which would have been an interesting battle to be involved in. But yeah, it's and this happened with a lot of nations. Alright, I think we managed to get 2 there. Yeah, we missed 1. Alright, so we're working over this row reasonably well. You know, actually, let's have a little fun. I want to get a second crack at that row. Come on, come on. It didn't tumble right. I was trying to get a nice clean hammerhead then. I had full hard right rudder and I was holding it, and it sort of just waffled over rather than hammerheading correctly. It's surprisingly hard to get a balanced hammerhead. Ah, damn it, missed the last one. Oh well. Where are my AI at the moment? What are you doing back up there? Come on. This is odd, the AI doesn't seem to be responding. Yeah, it wasn't a unique German thing. Still only got 1 then. But yeah, this happened with all nations. You know, the P-51D was designed as a high altitude bomber escort, and it would regularly get tasked with bombing and strike missions because it was what was available at the time. The P-38 was a heavy fighter, again designed to target and take out enemy bombers. That was kind of its thing, long-range engagements and high speed, but it could carry a fairly decent bomb load, so it would get sent out to bomb things. P-47, although the P-47 was probably a bit more suitable for the ground attack role, but yeah, it started out as a pursuit aircraft. That was its job. It was the escort that really, and I think we just ran out of cannon. Yep, we just ran out of cannon. Crap. It was the aircraft that the P-51D sort of really replaced in that role. You know, Britain sent Spitfires out to ground pound from time to time. It happened with every nation. As much as it would be nice and clean and clear to have always send the appropriate aircraft for the appropriate job every single time, once you're in a war, you'll often have to do things with equipment that is not suitable for the task because it's all that's available. Like, that's all you've got, and if you can't make that equipment do the job, then the job won't get done. So Doesn't make the equipment any better at it, as you can see here. I'm already out of cannon ammunition. Now I've got these two little friggin'... Well, we got one. Yeah, you got these midget machine guns now to try and actually do the job that I really need a cannon with a hell of a lot more ammunition on. And no, I didn't have the option for wing pods for this mission. In fact, the only option you get through the entirety of this campaign, because you're supposed Migalovo's like as far a frontline base as you can potentially get, so you don't have supplies. You don't really have resources. Get this one out and clean up. There we go. Alright, so that leaves only 3 on that run. Yeah, but you don't have large amounts of supplies or resources. You're about as far away from your resource bases as you can potentially get. AI still floating around. It's tracking right above me. It's tracking right above me rather than engaging targets. I've got my bind back here just behind my throttle, and I'm hitting it. You can see it popping up in chat. I'm ordering them to attack, but they're not attacking. So I have a sneaking suspicion that something's going on with the AI there. I'm probably gonna... I'll run out the rest of my ammo and then I'll orbit and see whether or not they'll engage once I'm clear of the area. Maybe the AI won't engage because I'm here. But, yeah, otherwise I've got... there's not going to be much else I can do about this mission. I don't think we're going to get all of these. Yeah, the only options you get on this campaign, generally the fuel load is locked at maximum at all times. You cannot put any external wing pods or any extra equipment, because that equipment's not supposed to be available. Your choice is really limited to whether or not you want to have the armoured headrest. And I always turn the armoured headrest off because it blocks up almost all of your rear vision. While it can keep you alive if something gets on your tail and shoots you, I've always found, and I think most sim pilots would agree, it's better to be able to look behind and see if somebody's there so you can manoeuvre and not get shot than it is to have the protection in case you do get shot. So, yeah, get rid of the visibility block. It's just not worth it. One out of the 3. Nose is rocking then a little bit. Too much rudder, I think. Hey! One of them's actually attacking. There we go. Well done. Get in there and get the rest of them. And the second one doesn't dive in and looks like the first one's already bugging out. That's all right. Hopefully that's a good sign. They actually did shoot something though, so you know, maybe. And there we go. Damn it. Well, all there is to do now, we'll tell them to hit ground targets again, get clear of the area, and hopefully they actually do it. You know, for a solo job, we did a fairly decent run on our own. We cleared out a few. Now we just orbit. See whether or not these guys get into it. Alright, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the post-commentary. So, as you saw on the small little clip right before coming into landing, I did manage to get some of the AI to engage ground targets, but they weren't particularly interested in the idea. I think they only managed to strafe out 1 or 2 guns in around 20 minutes, and at that point I decided it was time to bring her home and put her back on the ground. So otherwise this was a good little ground attack mission, and it did give me a little bit of a chance to waffle on while I'm flying, which I do like doing, as those of you who have been around the channel for a little while are well aware of. I do want to throw a little bit of an extra thing in here as we taxi off to the side and get ready to shut down the engines. Again, sorry for the delays in videos and the slowness of getting the rest of this up. I am in exam period right now. Final assessments were supposed to be done just a few days ago on the 13th. They, due to COVID and a few other things, it got extended through, so at this point that's going to be running a little bit longer. But, yeah, for the most part, I should be done fairly soon, and I'll be able to get back to the regular content, and a little bit of new content that I've got scratched at as well, that I've been writing down in the margins of the books. Anyways, on to the results, and for this particular one, we managed to get away with 16 heavy weapons kills to ourselves. We got 2 machine guns, which were our anti-aircraft guns, and 14 of the cannons total. So the mission was a success. We did get back to base, and we didn't lose any aircraft, so that was definitely worked in our favour, but it wasn't all the guns we could have gotten. This is one of those times where I really, really, really wish we could have a co-op version for this and actually be able to play it through with a couple of mates, because if I could put some real pilots in these planes, this mission would have been an absolute breeze. But anyways, ladies and gents, hope you enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. The 10 Days of Autumn campaign will be returning to the channel very, very soon, and until next time, take care.